platforms. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. The thing that I lack in is just consistency. Like, I perhaps have videos and content that I can push out there on all my different platforms. However, it's just the time. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Get It Done podcast, where we talk about books, business, and branding for authors. I am your host, Ashley M. King. I am a self-publishing strategist as well as an author. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about content creation and specifically how you can do that as a mother, right? So if you're not aware, I am a first-time mom at the age of 36, and my son, in the making of this video, is 3 months. And for those that may be watching this podcast, you see me here. My son is literally at my feet in his car seat. What inspired this podcast today is that I've been, and of course during my pregnancy, different mom groups. In a mom group, they call it Moms Who Write. Of course, pregnancy groups, as well as I'm the editor of Lifestylist Magazine, and the feature that I had to write up an article on talked about, balancing or just how she manages motherhood as an entrepreneur, as well as a full-time, working a full-time job. And I saw her response, how she had help from her husband as well as her mom-in-law. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's great. And with the way things are going in society today, content creation is king. Whether you are on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever avenue that you are in, creating content, or whatever platform you are on, creating content is key to getting, your personal brand as well as your business brand out there. And so as a mother, it can be a challenge. Because one, it depends on the type of support that you have. If you have, my husband is great, but he also works a full-time job. See, right now he's not in the house while I am creating this video. So I have to make do with what I got. Like, before, I create this video, I was doing my makeup with one hand, so it may not be the greatest. Making sure he's straight, so he's calm. Trust me, I've done videos where I had to cut like 2 or 3 times, because he was getting a little rowdy, a little antsy. So you have to just make do with what you have and give yourself grace. That is the most important thing that you can do, is give yourself grace. This is for me, this is my first child, so it is learning. You're learning as you go. And even if you already are a parent and you have another child, that child may be completely different from the first child. So you just have to give yourself grace to learn how to adjust to your situation and circumstance. So besides having a support system, I want to share with you how you can perhaps be as effective in repurposing your content. So this video that I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the steps that I'm going to do to repurpose this one particular content and share it on multiple platforms. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. The thing that I lack in prior to my child, prior to him coming, is just consistency. Like, I perhaps have videos and content that I can push out there on all my different platforms. However, it's just the time. I'm editing a magazine, I'm editing books. I have my own project coming out that I'm working on, and it can just be overwhelming. It's the end of the year, so I'm trying to make sure I get my taxes done for my business. And just all the different things that I have going on. So I'm going to show you kind of like my funnel, as some people call it, to how you can repurpose your content so you're not overloading and doing all this extraness. So I'm taking, if you're watching this video, of course, you're perhaps going to be watching it on YouTube, right? So I'm going to take this video, get it edited. I personally have Premiere Pro. For me to edit this video may take me 2 hours depending on all the effects and features. However, you can hire an editor. You can go to upwork.com, fiverr.com, and Fiverr is 5 with 2 R's.com, and get your videos edited. Find the best editor for you. And some people may give Fiverr slack, or even Upwork slack, but you have to understand how to look for their ratings, how to ask the right questions, their revision process and refund process, all those different things to make sure it's going to be the right person for you. So let me open up my notes again. I'm taking this video. Once I get it edited, I'm going to upload to YouTube. And there you go. I'm going to take this audio file and I'm going to turn into my podcast. And the software that I use for that to turn my video, the audio from my video onto my podcast, is Soundwise. And so I'm going to use Soundwise, and that's not with the Z, so WIS.com, to take my audio and transform into a podcast, and it will upload it into the podcast platforms. All right, and then this the audio from this actual video I'm going to transcribe, and I can create into a blog, right? And the software that I use to transcribe the audio is called Happy Scribe, happyscribe.com. And then, of course, you can take snippets of this video as well as the audio and use as an Instagram post. You can use Canva. Well, what I use is Headliner. I think it's IO, Headliner.io or Headliner.app. And they will provide like a template, take snippets of the audio file and have little audio waves and different things like that. Or you can also use Canva. They have that option as well. So I am going to take this particular content and repurpose into 4 different things. I hope I did it right. So I'm going to have a YouTube video, a full-length podcast, a blog post, and post on Instagram or even TikTok. So that's 5 different platforms that you can use from one piece of content. Now, once again, it is the time in order to get this done, and that's where I perhaps lack, once again, in consistency because of the time. So if you do not have the time, then you learn how to delegate. One of the things I have learned in business, no matter what type of business you are doing, is either you're going to spend your money or spend your time. Either I'm going to spend the time editing this video, snipping it up so it can be used on TikTok or Instagram, all those different platforms, or I'm going to delegate. Either I'm going to delegate to a person, or I'm going to use a system. Like I said, I have Headliner that can help snip it up so that I can use it on Instagram or TikTok. I'm an editor that I use to edit my videos, so it's of some quality to upload to YouTube. And then the edit video I use as my podcast. All right, so I know it can be a lot, especially when you have first I'm going to say congrats to all parents. Kudos. Even more kudos to those who have more than one child. Like, I'm still getting the grasp of 1. So I know some that have 3 and even 5. God bless y'all. God bless each and every one of y'all. I pray that you have all the help and support that you need in order to get it done. And so other things, that's okay. So that was my steps and processes and my funnel. So things that you can actually create content on. If you are a mother, I did a post about me having to travel with my son in the car, and he got a little fussy, so I had to pull over. And because we had to pull over, get him fed, make sure he calmed down because he was just screaming, crying, I wasn't able to get to my destination to have my Zoom meeting with my client. So I had to entertain him in the car, He had a little play, not a PlayStation, but a play area set up in the car. I opened my laptop while I was in the driver's seat. He was in the passenger seat. We were not moving. And I took the video call with my client. And I let her know, hey, you know, unfortunately, my son, if you hear me in the background, it's because I had to pull over. She was like, you can push it back. She was completely understandable, but we made it happen. And he wasn't, I don't think, as noisy because I had already fed him. He was kind of quite calm. Just had to make sure, you know, he wasn't putting anything in his mouth. But that's what I created content on. Like, I literally had a video of me putting him in the car, of him getting fussy in the back seat. Once I set him down, him sitting in the chair and me showing my laptop and just, you know, saying I had to make it work. See how he's sleeping right now? So I have to figure out a way to put him to sleep. Create content. Well, this next part is for my authors, since this is about authors. Show yourself writing on your book. Talk about what's the most challenging part right now of the writing process of your character. If your mother, you know, show how you have to write. And, you know, be a mom. This is real life. And I think a lot of times we like to hide that. We like to have this picture perfect image of how our life is, you know, Skittles and rainbows, but it's more like not perfect. We're just going to say that. I don't think the words I had were the most appropriate for the analogy. But it's not this picture perfect image that social media can portray. And so you just have to do your best and give yourself grace and do what you can when you can, without forsaking your sanity and your peace. So I hope that helped you. So I talked about my systems and processes. I perhaps gave you 2 examples of content that you can write about, and another one you can do if you're writing fiction, you know, a dialogue. Read your story, you know. Read a snippet of your story. If you're in the process of publishing a new book, perhaps take a poll to your email list or on your social media on the cover that you are using, or the cover options if you have more than one, and take a poll on it. See what people think. All right. So that is just some options there. I hope that helps you. And as you see, for those that are watching this, he is going to sleep on my shoulders. So I'm going to wrap this up, put him down, and see if there are anything else I can get done within this time frame that he goes to sleep. And usually, let me tell y'all, it's about 20-minute little cat naps. So I really have to be, you know, effective with my time that I have before he's up and supercharged. I'm just going to say that. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I pray that you have a blessed day. Once again, my name is Ashley M. King. I'm a self-publishing strategist, and I help people of faith tell their story with impact and help them create brands, just not books. All right, or not just books. Yeah, that's new, so I'm still working on that. And so to learn more about me, you can go to www.ashleymking.com. Once again, that is ashleymking.com. All right, y'all have a blessed day, and just do what you can. Make sure you give yourself grace. God bless.